12. Mr. Chesney, South County Relief Research Update.
Thank you, Chair Caruth, members of the board. Mike Chesney, Chief Strategy Officer of TCA. South County traffic relief efforts involves ongoing discussions with the community stakeholders, resource agencies, environmental organizations, and elected officials in advance of the formal environmental process. As TCA moves forward, ongoing analysis and public education regarding the various stages of project development is necessary as the agency continues to engage the stakeholders, assess concerns, address questions, and counter misinformation with accurate and supported research data. We wanted to be sure you are all aware of the communication and tactics being used against us. Jeff Corliss and Alex Avatum of Venture Strategic Incorporated will provide a detailed overview of the additional research information our team has analyzed.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Vice Chairs, and Board of Directors. Today we have a PowerPoint slide for you that will go over the various communication-related items that we are engaged in on behalf of the agency, and as well as some communication-related items that we think you need to be made aware of so that we can educate the public. So first, we've got our direct mail series as part of a public education campaign. The motivation behind this public education campaign was that there was a fair amount of misinformation in the public that we needed to combat and explain so that people could have a fair understanding of what this agency was pursuing. That same motivation applies to the social campaign, which takes our survey results and broadcasts them to the community. It also pertains to the digital and print ads, which you'll be seeing shortly, and the kitchen table traffic talks and community coffees that our outreach team is currently having. We've received 60 to 70 web signups recently for people that they received some kind of a communication as part of this public education campaign to become part of the solution. The agency initiated a routine public records request from the city of San Clemente in 2017 towards the second half of the year. The scope of the request was focused on transportation and communications related city council agenda items. The records returned, when coupled with other publicly available information, present significant factors that warrant disclosure to you as the TCA directors and to the public. We've provided everything in this PowerPoint. We've provided copies that are included in your exhibits. The city of San Clemente has retained a communications consultant to assist in providing a strategic plan to address what this agency is currently pursuing. The consulting firm was hired based on a proposal submitted at the request of San Clemente's assistant city manager after an in-person meeting in June 2017. In the records, there are just no other proposals. This is the only proposal that was submitted as a result of the PRA request. The city council ultimately awarded the 60-day contract to the firm after the proposal was submitted, and they approved it on July 18th, 2017 with no questions. This proposal lays out a contract that includes the development of a communications work plan and a 400 sample survey. Excerpts from the City Council's plan are enclosed. The first excerpt states, because the TCA's primary challenge throughout its history has been earning public support for their activities, the path to success is to increase public antagonism towards the agency, its board of directors within their home cities, taxpayers, and even some environmental groups. It also offers up litigation as a tactic. It says, we believe that there may be cause for either a taxpayer or city-sponsored lawsuit against the trestle settlement. Amplifying the litigation will be a lingering question about the TCA's paying $30 million to settle a lawsuit where the recipients have no financial damages and funds are a bribe for silencing their opposition to other routes that may be equally or more damaging to the environment than the trestle's plan. It also recommends building a tunnel. The tunnel alternative for the 710 freeway was deemed by the staff following a $40 million multi-year study as the best plan for completion of that route. Demanding a similar study is both time-consuming and a heavy expenditure on an agency that already has financial problems. It also opens the door as a salient point for CEQA litigation that it was not studied. Potential legislation, research should be conducted as to whether the legislation could be introduced to reduce further bonding authority for the TCA. Under San Diego Challenge, it says San Diego County voters have already voted to not fund their share of the toll road expansion. Why should Orange County taxpayers be burdened with building a system that will benefit traffic coming up from San Diego without their participation in financing this regional traffic improvement? It also calls for CPRA requests. Regular requests under the California Public Records Act should be made for staff and consultant salaries, consulting costs, and other expenditures. Under a recommended approach section that comes immediately after the tactics section, which in the proposal is marked issues, it lays out what the recommended approach should be. We envision running this engagement like a campaign, designed specifically at moving stakeholder sentiment against TCA's plans in and around San Clemente, so that various projects are studied and litigated for decades in the same type of campaign that was utilized to kill the 710 North Freeway completion in Los Angeles County. Our use of the term campaign refers to a holistic communications approach with message targeting to educate local and regional audiences. Also inside of the proposal, it calls for multiple communications tactics, one of them being social media. You can see these exhibits are marked 4 and 20. You see a screenshot on the right side of the screen that was taken. On January 21st, 2018, the Not My Toll Road Facebook page, a group which is engaged in electioneering, posted an internal draft survey crafted by the City of San Clemente's polling firm in September of 2017. The next slide will lay out what is in the survey. The important questions to take into looking at the survey are: what are the implications of what I'm sure you'll all agree is obvious misinformation? Why was the survey not disclosed in the PRA request? And how did a community group engaged in election-related activities obtain a copy of this internal draft survey? Exhibit 4, the survey can be accurately summarized as the presentation of negative and at times untruthful messages about the TCA in an effort to induce the respondent. Doing.
It's just not right though. You guys are being lied to right now.
So I would just want to go back one slide real quick. This is a screenshot from the Not My Toll Road Facebook page. It is that preview you see that says www.probolskiresearch.com. If you go to the proposal that the City of San Clemente received, that is the survey firm that conducted the survey. Basically, it's not much of a survey, it's more of a message test. It presents negative and somewhat misleading and incorrect information, all towards the goal of inducing a respondent to oppose the TCA, and secondarily, to induce respondents to support the Orange County Transportation Authority, or OCTA, absorbing the TCA. The message test, or survey, seeks to measure the effectiveness of the negative misinformation campaign and the degree to which it can induce or antagonize a respondent to oppose the TCA generally. Here's the specific misinformation that is inside the survey that is marked Exhibit 4 in your packets. The toll road that the TCA is planning to build would likely divide communities in South Orange County in half. TCA has billions of dollars in debt, and its bonds have been downgraded multiple times by Wall Street rating agencies. It's questionable whether the TCA has the financial stability to build a new road. A new toll road connecting the southeastern part of Mission Viejo in South Orange County to the 5 freeway would benefit very few Orange County residents and mostly motorists traveling to and from San Diego, but would cost over $1 billion to build. In reference to the settlement agreement, it says that it forces the toll road to pass directly through established communities, disrupting proper city and transportation planning. It says it would cost over $6 to drive each way on a new toll road connecting the southeastern part of Mission Viejo in South Orange County to the 5 freeway. One potential alignment would require turning a road that people can now travel on for free, Los Patrones Parkway, into the toll road. I would highly recommend that you look at the survey in full and come to your own conclusions. So the opposition to this agency has mainly been manifest on a Facebook page called Not My Toll Road. If you look at the exhibit marked proposal that the San Clemente City Council approved, and if you look at the questions inside of the survey conducted by their survey firm, it is undeniable that those same messages have manifested themselves on the Not My Toll Road Facebook page. The tactics and messages from the San Clemente Council's proposal, which were also tested, are most prominent on this page, as I just mentioned. The negative and misleading information designed by the San Clemente City Council is regularly repeated on this communications channel, in addition to over 20 unique posts that seek to promote the Orange County Transportation Authority, ranging from sharing the official OCTA content to items completely unrelated to toll roads or anything before this board. The Not My Toll Road Facebook page is also the primary and most used tool to attack the Foothill Eastern board members. Additionally, the Facebook page appears to have a broader attack function on any elected official who is engaged in a constructive dialogue with the TCA. Elected officials, members of other transportation agencies like the CTC, Caltrans, SCAG, OCTA, and private citizens are regularly attacked on this communications channel. The rationale, we cannot possibly speak to motive for some of the attacks that are not related to the board members. However, they are related to items and dates in front of OCTA. So I would strongly recommend you go through your exhibits and look at some of the attacks that were made and look at the dates when they were made and how that might relate to what is happening at another transportation related agency. This is a broadened scope.
Madam Chair, can I ask a question,
Excuse me,
please?
yes.
I need to ask a
Well,
question.
first, excuse me, Mr. Abatum, are you ready for questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Director Ward?
Please tell me, what is the purpose of this? You have the city of San Clemente in what we're doing, and then you're talking about the public on a Facebook page. What correlation are you making? Spell it out.
Madam Chair and Director Ward, the correlation that we're making is that when you go look, if you go to the Facebook post right now and you were to click on it, it would take you to the private back end of the Perolsky Research website. It's not available to the public. So in order to receive the draft of the survey, which you'll all see is marked draft version 6, in order to receive that, the person who originally shared it would have had to have been the owner of Perolsky Research, which was the firm that the city of San Clemente.
So are you making an accusation of Adam Probalski